We took over the operation about 2 years ago, and it's about 1.5 years that we've been using the products from BioAg. The thing that I really found cool when we first started is when the birds come, they're just hatched that day. They're like 12 hours old when they come here. They get these tiny little things, and it's really kind of cool to watch them go through the stages and change. From these cute little fuzzy things to these big gangly birds. Since we've been using the BioAg products, we've had the mortality in the birds is significantly less. The birds are gaining more. We're saving between 2 and 3 tons of feed per crop. It's made a significant difference.
They're vitamins for extra boost. When the birds first come, you give them these pucks and then they eat them up right away to give them a kickstart. Then you take the pucks and you spread them out along the paper too, so that they're right there and accessible to them. Within a few hours they're gone.
You hear so much about all the different cancers and all that stuff, and you just don't know where this stuff is coming from. Is it coming from the drugs that people are using in their food, like in their animals? And natural is definitely the way to go.
Oh, definitely. I've read a lot of articles, and it really makes you think about the food out there. The last crop that was going out, it was warm, but there was 3 days before they went out and the humidity spiked like crazy. So that Monday night I came home, and the floor that wasn't being treated, we carried out 489 birds in the one floor, and then the other floor with the nutriments we carried out about 115 birds. So there was quite a difference in the mortality.
The cost of using the nutriments and the pucks from BioAg is worth its weight in gold. When you look at the whole concept, the whole crop cycle, and everything that goes in and out. Yes, as far as the bottom line, we're probably saving probably between 2 and 3 tons of feed per crop.
Probably.
Per crop, which is significant when you're.
Everybody raved about how these birds, the meat just melted in their mouth, and it was such nice meat. I think these products work well. I have no questions about it. And now, what I've been battling with this virus, I think it's helping to kind of turn that around as well. We started with the BioLac first, and then we got onto the nutriments as well. And now I find the two of them work like a partnership. We use peroxide to treat our water system. It's got peroxide in it all the time. There's guys using chlorine as well to treat their water, and I'm not a fan of chlorine at all. I will use chlorine to clean my lines between crops, and then I disinfect them with a product called Burcon. Our condemns are quite a bit lower with the BioLac and the nutriments, and when I compare with other friends that are chicken farmers as well, we're always just a step ahead of them, and they can't figure out why. And I keep saying, let's try this BioLac stuff. But they just don't want to spend that money, When I compare with other producers, we generally always are somewhat lower on our condemns and on our mortality. Depends a little bit on the chicks. We start out with good chicks, it'll always be better. You get a bad batch of chicks and they always go way up. So on the whole, I would say that, since we're using these products, our condemns and mortality is definitely lower than it used to be. When I do the BioLac and the nutriments, I'll do a day of BioLac, then I'll do a day without anything, just the peroxide in the water. Then I'll do a day with the nutriments, and then leave it for a day, and then I put a little extra peroxide in. I'll mix about 250 milliliters to 10 liters of water and put that through at 1% into my system, and just for an extra boost, just to make sure that the lines are cleaned out. I feed half a pail of BioLac and 2 jugs of nutriments in a crop of birds. Normally we're about 1 day ahead of regular scheduling, like what the normal is for our weight gain, which converts into 1 less load or 1 less day of feed, which is about 3 tons of feed at the end of a crop. And so 3 tons of feed at $400 a ton. I think it makes money. Yeah.
Our BioAg supplements are designed in such a way to give the maximum amount of nutrition, and everybody always worries about high protein levels. We think it's more important to grow a good sound skeletal structure and an immune system on an animal rather than push so much protein all the time, and let the animal grow and develop as nature intended it to grow and develop.
Yeah, anyone that is growing birds, I would highly recommend them trying it and using it and comparing and seeing just how better it is. A considerable amount of difference in their mortalities, the condemns, death rate.
I would say that there isn't any extra expense. when I look at the extra gain that I get, 3 ton at $420, that's $1,260. And a pail of Biolac is $500, so there you go. Pretty much makes it a no-brainer, I would say.
The secret to me is how we nurture and develop this animal to bring the best out in the immune system. And I feel that one of the things that BioAg does in a very unique way is that we go to work and bring this immune system to strengthen on its own without all kinds of antibiotics or excessive vaccinations. We want the body to develop the way nature designed it to develop and to grow and to function. And to me, this is one of the things, again, that we have also bypassed in our mad quest for profits. And I'm convinced that if we would spend a little more money sometimes at the front end, that we would save a tremendous amount of money at the back end of the project. And this is what a lot of farmers that are on our program are telling us. They're paying a little bit more up front, but the bottom line is definitely showing that they've certainly got far more profitability.
Biolac and Nutrimins increase weight gain, and because of that we end up using less feed, and which really counteracts the cost of the Biolac products.
And what's unique about this poultry puck is that it's a compilation of extra vitamins and minerals, to which we add our Biolac and our Nutrimins. And our Nutrimins are a compilation of 5 or 6 different kinds of chelates with a slight electrical charge to them, along with extra vitamin A, D, and E, as well as some B vitamins for the stress factor. We mix those along with the Biolac, which is a compilation of good bacteria, friendly bacteria, along with enzyme extracts from plants that we grow and then extract the enzymes from them. We mix this together and put it into the poultry puck, which gets these little guys off to a rapid start and colonizes the gut with good bacteria and builds the bone marrow mass. We follow it with Nutrimins in the water, and of course this slight electrical charge that we have will go to work and actually adhere to the stomach wall with its small Dalton sizing, and from there go directly into the bloodstream, building bone marrow mass and helping the immune system. Along with that, the Biolac through the water as well, again with the plant enzyme extracts and the good bacteria, helps to reduce the amount of feed required for a pound of gain, and in the end it results in a much healthier bird for the consumer to eat, and also it helps improve the farmer's bottom line immensely. So all in all, a win-win situation for everyone.
Worth its weight in gold. Definitely increases our bottom line.
Yes.
I think it makes money. Yeah, pretty much makes it a no-brainer, I would say.